Hi, thanks for coming today. My name's Shade, and I'm a student at SMC in a design research course. We are going to talk about the way you organize your apps.
Okay.
There are no right or wrong answers. We're just looking for info. But if you have questions, please go ahead and ask them. I might not be able to answer them at the time, but I'll be able to answer questions at the end of the session. So what type of phone do you own?
I have an iPhone 10.
And why did you get this model? Or brand?
Well, I have an iPhone because I do have a Mac, so it's part of the ecosystem. But as for the 10, I kind of just got it randomly.
Okay, so can you show me how you organize your apps?
Sure. I am a heavy folder user. That's why my first screen is mostly folders. These apps later on are just apps I downloaded later and then was too lazy to organize them because I probably don't need to use them, but I have a fear of needing to use it later and I didn't want to download it later. That's a really long run-on sentence, but that's okay. So I have all my Google stuff here because I have Gmail, so a lot of the things like Sheets, Drive, Hangouts, YouTube, I kind of organize it that way. I also have an Apple folder, which is for the news and like find my friends. Social is all social media items in there. So there's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, etc. Music is Spotify, Shazam. I actually don't use this calendar, but I like the fact that I can see the date. Otherwise, because I use Google Calendar, but it's constantly 31, which is not true. February does not have 31 days. And then there's entertainment for, like, I put Fandango in there. There's Netflix and HBO, photography. So it's kind of organized by feature or function. And so there's productivity, and then there's travel, and then all the games, and then utilities. And then the bottom ones are the ones that I use heavily. So Gmail, my main email account, phone calls, texting, and then just quick searches.
Oh, okay. And then all the other screens.
Oh, yeah, this. Not really sure what half of these are, but I have the space, so I keep it. And I don't organize it because I don't use them as often. Same with this one. And then a lot of the times the ones at the ends are the ones that I've recently downloaded and probably just used once or twice. Like Bird, I've only used once.
Is there a reason like you don't delete them?
Yeah, just haven't gotten around to deleting it. Like Pinterest I had before, but then I deleted it because I didn't use it, and then I re-downloaded it because I started using it more, but I don't use it nearly as much as I use all the other ones, so it hasn't been organized. And I honestly, my phone has a lot of space, so
How much space does it have?
I think it has like 256 gigabytes.
How did you get a phone so big?
They come in those sizes now.
What?
Yes, it's 64 is the lowest.
What?
Yeah, my
For
old
an
phone
iPhone
was
X?
64. I think the 8 is now 64. Or sorry, the 10R or the 10S or whatever the new ones are. I think the lowest is like 64. And then there's 256 and then 512. Honestly, it's way bigger than my computer. My computer has like 150 something.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, it's really sad. My phone has more space than my computer.
As far as position on the screen, like, is there any particular reason why?
So for the last couple of years, I've kind of, as I switched phones, I kind of keep everything all in the same spot. So, and I think it honestly just landed randomly the first time around, but I was so used to the way it was. I just, every time I get a new phone, I have to make sure it's like in the same spot. But there really is no rhyme or reason as to why, like, Google's up there and then Apple's down there. I would normally sort it by alphabetical order, but I've kind of stuck in my ways.
So can you give me an example in your life where you're extremely organized?
It's small, but I really like to organize my pens by color.
Oh, really? Like, any particular reason?
I don't know why, but like if I'm using like or I guess at work I have to kind of schedule like email blasts, and so I always have to write down like the number of recipients. So I've been keeping it in this notebook, and for some reason I always have to start with red, then orange, then like whatever the next one is, part of the room, and then just like cycle it and go over again. I guess another instance of being organized is probably in the kitchen.
How do you organize the kitchen?
Just like putting the glasses near the fridge, because you're gonna, as soon as you go into the fridge, you're gonna kind of grab a glass and then pour yourself a drink.
Oh.
And then the spices are obviously right next to the stove. Then your plates would probably be on the other side, because as soon as you grab the pot, you kind of like turn around, grab a plate, put the stuff on it. So.
Oh, okay, that's smart. Who in your life is organized, and what makes them organized?
That would be my mom. Probably my mom. Her mantra is, whatever you take, you need to put it back in its original spot. That's how you stay organized, I guess. I'm still learning that, because every time they come visit, she's always like, why is it so messy? It's because I start off really good. I take the thing, I put it back where it's supposed to be, and then over time, I just get kind of lazy. Yep.
Okay, well, I think that's all the questions I have. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, well, thank you for coming in today.
Sure.